All right, let me just check if the invitations were sent on Twitter, Facebook, and Telegram groups. Yes, as always, it's very important to keep monitoring all the social networks before the stream starts to make sure that all the members get the announcement that the stream is now on. And quite often I forget to send the announcement on Telegram channel, and after, I don't know, 30-40 minutes after the start of the live stream, I start receiving the angry messages of the Telegram members. Why the hell you didn't announce that you are live? And yeah, that's because I quite often forget to send the announcement on Telegram. So I just checked if it was sent. Yeah, so we are ready to start. I see that everything is working now. Camera works, screen recording works, and microphone hopefully works. And we are ready to start another trading session. And I was absent for 2 weeks. Those who follow me closely notice that for the last two weeks, my first signals, my content changed a bit because I was absent, and while I was absent, one of my former mentees was running my channel, was running my trading view page, and was sending the signals based on this strategy that I trade. And I always take a break in spring. Always take a break around the Easter holidays. Usually, as I said multiple times, it is a very slow period for the markets. Yes, the May holidays, the Easter holidays, that's the period when the markets tend to slow down. That's the moment when volatility drops. And even with such a wild fundamental sentiment and climate that we see now, even with that crazy sentiment, the market is now very weak. The market is barely moving. I guess you saw how weak is gold now, how weak are the major forex pairs. That's kind of the historic spring pattern. Yes, and I'm not really sure why exactly it happens during the spring holidays, but that's always if you're trading full time, if you're planning to trade full time, and if you're wondering what's the best moment to take a break, always the spring holidays provide the best opportunity to take a pause. And while I was absent, I received multiple requests to resume streaming. Yes, I wasn't streaming for 2 weeks, and receive a lot of messages asking me to do live. So I decided to gather with you this morning, share some updates, share some setups, share some education with you, and of course to talk to you. So remember that during our live streams we have a live chat that I will constantly monitor. During the live session, I have 3 different screens right here, and the one that I have right here is with the live chat only. So while I'm talking, while I am discussing different setups, I constantly read your messages. And for that reason, feel free to join the discussion, feel free to ask questions, feel free to share your opinions and comments, and don't be shy. I always say that if something is not clear, if you do not understand some elements of the analysis that I share, ask. Feel free to ask. I'm very friendly and I will be happy to share with you more insights if needed. So I see Little John here. I see Flex, Trader, Edie, Rafael, Critimation, Ricosa, Bandera. Thank you for joining the live stream. So before we start, traders, just Say hello in the live chat. Let me know if everything is working, if the connection is stable, if you hear me, if you see me, and if you're ready for another live stream. Let's open the charts. Yes, so if you're here the first time, what we do on the live sessions, we analyze a lot of charts, we analyze a lot of different instruments. Our main focus is, of course, Forex, but we also check gold, we check the indexes, sometimes we check some cryptos. So we always check a lot of different trading instruments, and moreover, we check a lot of different time frames. So if you get lost and if you don't know what I analyze at the moment, in the middle of the screen, you will see the instrument, the name of the instrument, and the time frame. So for example, here I have EURJPY daily time frame. Yes, so, and also in the left corner of the screen right here, you will also see the name of the instrument that I analyze the time frame and the quote provider that I use. So remember that we might have a bit different numbers in quotes. So for the live stream, I use the quotes of Wanda because sometimes I get the messages like, oh, my price is 3 pips lower. What the hell? Because it may happen because of different brokers, because of different quotes. It's normal, but just if you're wondering what quotes I use for streaming, it is Wanda quotes. You can find them on TradingView. Hello, little J RM. Hello, Fidel right here. Thank you for joining. Senia, nice to see you. Stau here from Germany. Thank you for joining the live stream. So what we do on the live streams, I teach you how to trade. I teach you how to trade my trading strategy, how to trade my trading style. And my trading style is based on the multiple time frame analysis. It combines price action, technical analysis, support and resistance, some elements of smart money concepts, and the candlestick patterns. And what I do during the live streams, I just show you various examples of the application of my multiple time frame analysis trading strategy. I share with you the whole process, starting from the chart analysis and finishing with the execution of the trade. So if you want to learn, if you're interested in learning, I hope that you will enjoy today's session. Hello, G. Thank you for watching from Azerbaijan. Alpin Village from Uganda. Thank you for joining. Vakas here. Hi. And Kimal. Thank you for joining the live stream. Yeah, so the first pair, the first instrument that I wanted to start our analysis with today is probably New Zealand dollar pair. That is going to be the next. Let's open the naked chart and let's discuss. So with multiple time frame analysis trading strategy, it's very important to, if you want to trade multiple time frame analysis, it is very important to know the exact sequence of time frames that you use for analysis. And no matter what time frames you use, you should always remember that you always start with the highest time frame in the chain, and then you dive deeper investigating the lower time frames. And the first time frame that I start the analysis with is the daily time frame. On a daily time frame, task is to get the so-called directional bias, to understand what is the current sentiment, to understand where the market is going, who are dominating the market bulls or bears. And after that, once we examine the market sentiment, once we get the directional bias, we start looking for the zones, the levels from where we can trade, from where it will be safe for us to trade. So let's examine the price action on the New Zealand dollar pair on the daily time frame, and let's try to analyze the market sentiment together. Let's try to get what is going on with the pair at the moment. You can see that clearly since the beginning of April, bulls are clearly dominating. We got a very strong bullish wave. You can see that the market was rallying rapidly, and from the low to the high, the market rose by almost 10%. That is a crazy bullish rally that we got. And that bullish rally determines our bias. We see how strong bulls are. It makes us think that the overall sentiment on the market is bullish now. We are bullish. And from such a perspective, trend looks bullish, and it means that the best strategy for us to follow now is to try to follow this bullish trend and to try to buy the market following this bullish trend. So if you just started trading and if you're wondering, opening any Forex pair, you're wondering whether you should buy or sell, just analyze the trend, analyze the sentiment, and just follow the trend. That kind of will be the best strategy to follow. Trend is always your friend, so we will always try to stick to the trend. And in that case, trend is strongly bullish, and we can look for buying. So once we analyzed the trend, once we found out that New Zealand dollar pair is strongly bullish, the next step will be to try to identify the zones, the levels from where it will be safe for us to buy the pair, the so-called key levels, the structures, the liquidity zones, the supports, the demand zones, yes, from where it will be safe to buy. And one of such structures is right here. Look at that zone. It is a very significant zone. In the past, it was a strong resistance, was respected 3 times in a row. And of course, after the breakout, we may assume that that zone turned into a strong support, and that zone can be used for potential buying New Zealand dollar pair. But from the current perspective, you can see that current price levels are way above that zone, and the price is very far from that area. So let's see if we have some other important support. And we have one over here. Look, we have another strong support. This one, right? We have a very strong horizontal support. Why this support is strong and why can we look for buying from that support? Simply because 1, 2, 3 times already that zone was respected. In the past, it was a minor resistance, but after the breakout, it turned into a very strong demand area. Demand area where buying interest was accumulating and from where multiple times the price bounced. That's the zone from where we can try to buy. And that is the first step in our top-down analysis. What we did, we analyzed the higher time frame. We analyzed the daily time frame. And as I said on a daily, we spotted that the trend is bullish. And in this bullish trend, we identified a strong support from where it will be relatively safe for us to buy this bullish market. After that, what we do, we start looking for confirmation. Once the price tests the zone, the level from where it is safe for us to trade, we start looking for a confirmation signal. We start looking for a signal to buy. And we look for such a signal on lower time frames, and for the confirmation for entries, I prefer using 4-hour and 1-hour time frames. So let's open a 4-hour time frame and let's examine what is happening on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, again, what we should do, we should analyze price action, we should analyze the current situation and we should try look for some clues. What we see on the 4-hour time frame, very important thing to note is that we got a minor 4-hour resistance right here. 4-hour resistance that the price already respected multiple times. And at the same time, we can see that the market respects that intraday 4-hour support. Intraday 4-hour support that matches with the support that we spotted on a daily time frame. And with this current price action, we see that the price is now stuck within the range. That is the current range where the market is coiling. You can see that we have a very weak price action within that range, and most likely within that range, now buying volumes are accumulating. One more thing to note about that is from the candlestick analysis perspective, we can also spot the inside bar formation here. If you are studying the candlestick patterns, you should recognize a very classic inside bar formation. You can see that we have quite a strong bearish candle, and so far the consequent candles are closing within the range of that candle. So you can see that though some of the wicks went beyond that range, all the candles so far close perfectly respecting that range. So with that analysis is more than enough for us to build a plan to buy New Zealand dollar pair. This analysis can be applied for a search of a valid, strong bullish continuation. What can be our bullish continuation from such a perspective? What can provide a strong signal to buy New Zealand dollar pair? From the intraday perspective, that orange resistance is a strong intraday resistance. That is the area where the selling interest is accumulating. That is the area from where sellers are placing their selling orders. And our trigger, our signal from such a perspective will be the violation of that resistance. What we will look for will be a 4-hour candle close above that orange resistance. That will provide a strong bullish continuation. That will be the so-called sign of strength of the buyers. That will be our strong signal to buy. So after a 4-hour candle closes above that orange resistance, that will be our trigger. And then we can start executing our long trade. Executing the trade, I prefer to set my buy limit order in a retest of a broken structure, and as the goal, we can aim at the closest strong resistance. Where is our closest strong resistance? We have a strong resistance right here, that zone, and that can be the zone that will be the goal for our long trade. So buying on the retest of a broken resistance of the range, we will set our take profit right here, and our stop loss will strictly lie below the lows of the range. That is a very solid trading plan for New Zealand dollar pair that we can build. Important thing also about fundamentals. Even though this trading plan is purely technical, do not forget that fundamentals play a crucial role in trading. And before placing any trade, before opening any trading position, make sure that you check the economic calendar and you check high impact news for the coming day. For New Zealand dollar pair, we have important high impact news during the beginning of the New York session. We are expecting US GDP data and the personal income and spending data. This news can be the trigger for buyers to start buying and for the buyers to violate this orange intraday resistance. So from such a perspective, the plan will be to wait for the news release, and if the news are bullish, if the news trigger a bullish reaction after the news release, the 4-hour candle close above our orange resistance will give you the technical confirmation. So from such a case, waiting for the news and waiting for the trigger after the news, you will get a very perfect setup where the technicals match with the fundamentals, where you will have the convergence between the fundamentals and technicals. I hope it is clear, traders. Also remember that the market may easily turn bearish, the market may easily drop lower. And remember that if the price drops below that yellow daily support, if the daily candle closes below that, it will invalidate the entire trading setup, and we will look for some other setup to trade. Let me know, traders, if everything is clear so far with that trade. Let me know if you got the logic and the idea behind this trade. For the analysis of that trading setup, we checked daily time frame first, analyzed the market trend, analyzed supports, important supports from where we can go long, and then analyzing intraday time frames, we checked the 4-hour time frame and we spotted the price action confirmation that we need to execute this trade. Yes, I hope traders, it is clear. Then what will be the next one? Also, I prepared for you there's some SMC setup, price action SMC setup on EURJPY that I wanted to discuss with you. Let me know if you want me to check that. And there's the, if I remember, the breakout trade on a pound CAD pair that I also prepared for you. So give me yes in the live chat if you want me to check that. Then I see a question from Wisdom about dollar yen pair. Let's briefly check that. And I guess you saw that so far dollar yen pair looks quite weak, like euro dollar, since for the last 2 days the market is very slow. But what we can see from a current perspective, analyzing a daily time frame, is that definitely dollar yen is in a bearish trend. The market is certainly bearish, and since the beginning of January, the market started to fall rapidly. By the way, I was a lucky person who traveled to Japan during the Christmas holidays when yen was very cheap. So I got Japanese holidays with 10% discount in comparison to current yen prices. That's very good. So the market is definitely bearish. We are trading in a bearish trend, and reaching that low, from that low, the market started to recover, and we got some correctional movement. And the price reached some important daily resistance. You can see that over here we got a strong support where the price was consolidating for a while, and then it was broken and turned into strong resistance that nicely holds. And what is so peculiar about that resistance is that after the test of the resistance, after the test of the underlying resistance, the price dropped quite sharply. And you can see that with this bearish movement, the price formed a very peculiar bearish candlestick pattern. This candlestick pattern is called bearish engulfing candle. Why this candlestick is so important? With this candle, with this bearish candle completely engulfed the range of a previous bullish candle. And the formation of that candle after a test of a significant resistance indicates it confirms the strength of that structure. It confirms that still there's a strong selling interest within that zone. For that exact reason, the price formed such a strong bearish candle. Also, the smart money concept traders call such candles the imbalances, bearish imbalances. So such a candle was the signal to me that probably the pair is returning to a bearish trend, that probably the correctional movement is now over, and we can anticipate a bearish continuation soon. So my bias on the dollar-yen pair is definitely bearish. I think that there's a high chance that the price will drop lower, and I do believe that we can easily reach that orange support soon. Then let's check the intraday price action if we have some other clues there. On the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the market started to trade in a minor bullish trend after the test of that orange support. And after we reached this resistance, you can see that the price formed a very nice bearish pattern. The price formed a head and shoulders pattern formation. Yes, that is a very beautiful example of a head and shoulders pattern. The pattern that the price formed, and then snake line was violated, and that was a strong price action confirmation. From a smart money concepts perspective, you can see that here was the level of the last higher low in a bullish trend. That was the level of the last higher low that the price also violated. With this bearish candle, we got the violation of the level of the last higher low, and it gives us a confirmed change of character here. It gives us the confirmed violation of a minor bullish trend on a 4-hour time frame. That is one more important bearish signal for us to consider, and this bearish signal on the 4-hour time frame, this intraday bearish price action confirms the predictions that we made on a daily time frame. So I do believe that dollar-yen pair, yes, may consolidate for a while now and then drop lower to that orange support. That is kind of a bearish forecast for dollar-yen pair that I have at the moment. Retsania says, Vasily, do you use Fibonacci to support and resistance levels? I use, but very rarely and in very specific cases. And for example, one of the ways to apply Fibonacci's for spotting significant supports and resistances is to use them in the uncharted territory. For example, gold is setting the new all-time highs now, and you can use Fibonacci extension levels to find the next potentially strong resistances above the current all-time high. By the way, on my YouTube channel, there's a separate playlist, Fibonacci's. I recorded a lot of videos about Fibonacci's, how to apply them properly. You can check. There are a lot of different lessons about Fibs. Please check. I'm very sure that you will enjoy that. Flex says, do you check DXY to have correlation with USD peers? It's a very strange question, man. If dollar index have correlation with dollar peers, since dollar index is the index of the dollar, certainly there is a close correlation between the dollar index and the dollar peers. And yes, I frequently check dollar index. Moreover, I must say that I check dollar index every freaking morning. So dollar index analysis definitely plays a very important role. I always monitor that, and I think it's very important for you as a forex trader to check dollar index to watch how greenback performs against the major currencies It will help you to get more informed. It will help you to make more informed decisions taking any trade on Forex market. Yeah. What will be the next one? By the way, still don't see the questions regarding pound CAD euro yen. Let me know if you want me to check, share with you the setups on these pairs that I prepared. Russell says, morning Vasily, have a question. How are the markets controlled? How is the information entered affect the markets? For example, if there is some fundamentals now, how is that information input to computer? Does someone physically enter the information? Russell, very complex and big question, I must say. So basically, if I understood you correctly, you are asking who really controls the markets and how what exactly happens after some fundamentals are released once the war somewhere started, for example, how exactly it affects the markets and how exactly the markets operate. It's very hard to answer correctly because certainly there are a lot of conspiracies there. If you can even ask the AI about conspiracies related to financial markets, you will find a lot. Like there's somewhere one, hedge fund that has the huge computer center that controls the entire market. There's a strong core in financial system, one decision center that is the main controller of the markets, and certainly we don't know. But what is certain is that markets reflect the people's behavior. So once the war starts, once you see some disaster in the world, you immediately see the panic on the market, and the panic of people is reflected in the market prices. So the human behavior, in my view, is the main driver of the prices. And though, of course, the robots, the AIs now play some important role in price action of every market, still these robots, the AIs, operate based on human behavior. When algorithms for trading were developed, were created, I guess the developers made the algorithms act as the human beings. So I do believe that the human factor here is the key. Of course, there are a lot of manipulations. Of course, smart money always manipulate the market and trying to grab the liquidity of the retail traders. But overall, I think that the behavior, the human psyche and psychology is the key in understanding why certain major moves occur, right? So back to the charts. Yeah, let me share with you pound CAD trade. Wanted to sacrifice some time on that because it can be a nice trade for today. So with the pound CAD pair, again, starting from a daily time frame with the multiple time frame analysis, we start with the daily and we start analyzing the price action, and we try to understand what is the market trend and what is the current sentiment on the market. And we can clearly and easily spot that since the beginning of April, the market is in a bullish trend. You can see that the price updated multiple highs. We see the segments of 3 higher highs, 2 higher lows. So the trend is certainly bullish. And in this bullish trend, the price violated this significant resistance. We got a strong resistance cluster that was broken. Daily candle closed above that. We got a confirmed structure breakout. And we may assume that after the breakout, the broken structure turned into support, into the area from where we can buy, into the area from where we can look for a trend following long trade. That is the very perfect trend following setup. Trend following setup with a strong bullish trend with the breakout of a key resistance and the consequent retest of that. With my trading experience, I want to tell you that it is one of the most accurate setups that you can spot. The one thing that is missing in this setup is, of course, the lower time frame confirmation. Once you see such a setup, strong bullish trend, breakout of resistance and its retest, again analyze the intraday time frames and try to identify a strong bullish confirmation. That will provide a very safe and accurate entry. So let's check 4-hour time frame. Let's check 4-hour time frame and let's try to find any bullish clue right here. In the 4-hour time frame, we see nothing special. Yes, that is the example when 4-hour time frame does not really provide any useful insights. We just see how the market retraced after updating the higher high. So we have nothing special right here to rely on. But if we check the hourly time frame, the situation will become a bit different. On an hourly time frame, we can see that the market started to coil. You can see that we were trading in a minor bearish trend. You can see that the market started to fall after the high was updated. And then the price behavior started to change once we started to approach that yellow support, the support that we spotted on a daily. You can see that the market started to consolidate. The market started to consolidate and coil within that range. You can see that we have some liquidity grabs here. You can see that the smart money are trying to manipulate the market, making the retail traders close their buying positions in a loss. Yes, you can see that. Definitely, it looks like the stop hunts here. And the price is now accumulating within that range, and that range can be used as a very strong bullish confirmation. Yes, that range can be used for buying pound CAD pair. The only thing that we will need is the violation of the resistance of the range. Similarly to our trading setup on the New Zealand dollar pair, we will wait for the breakout of the resistance of the range as a strong confirmation. If the hourly candle closes above the resistance of the range, that will be the trigger. That will be the signal that the market is ready to grow. That will be the signal that the price is likely to continue rising. So your trigger will be the hourly candle close above the resistance of the range. Then after that, look for buying on a retest of a broken resistance of the range and anticipate a bullish movement at least to the closest strong resistance. Yes, so buying on a retest, we can aim at that resistance cluster. It is the closest strong resistance that we can see from such a perspective, and set stop loss below the lows. That can be a fantastic trading setup to be involved in. That can be a very nice trading setup to trade. So watch that carefully. As I said, with the New Zealand dollar pair, monitor the economic calendar. High impact news are ahead, and this news can be a trigger for the breakout of the resistance of the range. So that is the plan for you to follow. Also remember that the market may continue grabbing the liquidity and dropping lower. So if we update a low here, set a new lower low and close below the support of the range, then we will need to look for another setup and another confirmation signal. So keep monitoring that. And by the way, if I see a strong confirmation, I will definitely share the update on my free Telegram channel. So make sure that you subscribe. The links in the description to this live stream. Yeah, what will be the next one? Uzair Khan, are you Uzair? Yes, if I remember correctly your name. What do you say about bot trading, specifically AI growing rapidly? What are your thoughts? So, concerning bots trading, that is a very important topic to discuss, because what newbie traders do not understand is that bots require monitoring. Bots definitely work. I know people who use bots for trading, but the main problem with bots is that the markets are changing. The markets are evolving, and bots should evolve as well. If you think that you can buy some bot that has, this historic performance, that has the MyFX book record, and you can use that bot for many years ahead, making money easily just using the bot. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that, and you need to update the bot, you need to monitor the bot, and you need to understand how it works. If you think that you can just find the bot that will make the money for you and you can do nothing and watch how money flows, unfortunately such a bot does not exist. But you can learn coding, you can learn how to write bots, you can try to write your own bot, and with experience, with constant monitoring of the markets, yes, you can build a consistently profitable bot. But remember that it must be constantly updated and modified. That is a very important rule. I have a friend of mine who specialized in bots. He develops the bots. He uses, he has the portfolio of the bots that he uses for trading. So I guess he has around 5 or 6 bots on different trading accounts that trade simultaneously. And what he told me is that each bot blows the account in 1 or 2 years. And then you take the bot, you update it, you improve it, and then you start it again. You restart that. Then 1-2 years cycle passes. Again, it blows the account. You update that, and the cycle repeats. So, if you are looking for easy way, doing nothing and making money from the bot or AI, unfortunately, from a current perspective, such a way does not exist. I'm not sure how the AI bots are going to operate, because many gurus are now saying that their AI bots are updating by their own. But I think so far I tested many times how I tried to use AI for analysis. I tried using AI for recognition of the patterns of the trading setups, and so far I must say that it is very weak. It is, I guess they need more years to develop. So far. If you want to blow your account real quick, you can ask ChatGPT to help, and you will blow your account very quickly. Yeah. Question from Bad Invest. Hey Vasily, I know we're not on gold yet, but how do you think the markets are going to react to the news about India going to attack Pakistan? Oh man, all this news are so bad. It looks like, yeah, we are going to see more and more wars and conflicts, and that is very sad. So far, I think that the markets do not trust this news so far. The threats of a new war between India and Pakistan, I think the markets do not believe that for now. So, but if a real conflict starts, yeah, we can see gold around 5,000, 6,000 levels easily. So who knows? Who knows? Destination to the depths says, good afternoon from Tokyo. If I start from $1,200 for swing trade major pairs, how much should I fix my lot size? Well, bad question, brother, because your lot size always depends on pip value of your trade. So I'm not sure that you will have the fixed amount of pips stop loss for every swing trade that you take. So I strictly recommend you using the position size calculator before you place the trade, and I think your risk should not exceed 1% of your trading account per trade. And on my YouTube channel, you can search how to measure lot size. I have a very detailed video explaining how to measure lot size for your trades. Yes. What will be the next one? ATR stop loss. Yes, ATR stop loss. It is one of the ways to set stop loss. If you're wondering how to use ATR for stop loss, you just put ATR on your price chart, take the current value of ATR, double that, and that's your stop loss and pips. That's basically the principle how it works. Yeah, hope Pacs and Indians get strong signal to buy gold. Well, man, Ernest, I don't really agree with that. Strong signal to buy gold will mean that there will be a war conflict. Do we need a war conflict? I guess we we have enough in the world already. I don't think that we need more. Probably someone in the tops wants more conflicts, but honestly, watching how gold pumps and goes higher and higher, to me feels very sad, because gold always grows on bad news, either the inflation, the disasters, the wars. Higher it goes, the worse is the situation in the world. So yeah, just a joke. Yeah. Yeah, but many people are really happy about gold growth, because they invested in gold, they buy gold, they are so happy about it growing. But to me, it is very, very sad what is going on now. Man, the price already reached 3,500. That's crazy. It feels like bubble now, but looks like it is not a bubble. Yeah, what will be the next one? Yes, what instrument to check for you, traders? What do you want me to analyze for you? I also had one set up on EURJPY for you to share with you. Let's briefly check that. Yes, and then check something else. So on EURJPY, on a daily time frame, I spotted some peculiar setup to discuss. What I spotted on the EURJPY, I spotted the violation of that resistance cluster. Yes, we got this strong resistance. It was broken with the high momentum bullish candle, and after the breakout, it most likely turned into strong support. And one more thing that I spotted right here was the trend line. This one. Yeah, so what we see on the EURJPY is that the price is currently testing a very peculiar demand zone. Demand zone that is based on this trend line, broken trend line, and this broken resistance that turned into support. So that is a very nice example of a dynamic expanding demand zone that is based on a broken trend line and the horizontal structure. And because the overall trend on EURJPY is now bullish, I think that we can easily expect a bullish movement from that demand zone at least to that resistance cluster. That is our strong resistance cluster that we see on EURJPY from such a perspective. So my bias is now bullish, and I'm looking for some confirmation signal to buy EURJPY. And if we analyze a 4-hour time frame and analyze the market trend on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the price so far is trading, the pair is so far trading in a minor bearish trend on the 4-hour time frame. And those who are studying the smart money concepts can use this simple price action analysis for confirmation, for spotting a confirmation to buy the pair. Over here we have a strong resistance, the resistance that is based on the last lower high in this minor bearish trend. If the price violates that level, if we close above that on a 4-hour time frame, it will give us a confirmed change of character. It will confirm the violation of a minor bearish trend that we spotted on a 4-hour time frame and the highly probable resumption of a global bullish trend. So if a 4-hour candle closes above that level, you can look for buying. You can look for buying after a pullback, and you can easily aim at that orange resistance. Yes, that can be the goal for your trade with the stop loss lying below the lows. Yes, just pick the entry with the desired reward to risk ratio for the trade, and that can be your nice continuation signal. Yes, so monitor that carefully, monitor that setup. Again, after the news, we may see bullish reaction on the EURJPY, and a 4-hour candle closes above 162.55 level will be your strong signal to buy. Yes, so that's the plan. And yes, we also expect the EU GDP data in 50 minutes, and later on also the German inflation. So for all the Europeans, this day is very important. Yes, since early morning we already had the German GDP, then we got the we are expecting the European GDP, then the German inflation, then US GDP, then US income and spending data. So a lot of news, yes, and I strictly recommend waiting for the release of all this news first. And if then your technicals align with the fundamentals, that will be the perfect moment for you to trade. I hope it is clear. Now I guess let's check gold. Let's check gold. Yeah, by the way, I'm already talking for almost an hour. Man, that's that's crazy. That's crazy. Let's open a naked chart on gold and let's discuss. So what is very important for you to understand about current price action on gold is that the market is now consolidating. The market is now consolidating and we are trading within a range. Yes, that is our support and that is our resistance. And it is very important for you to keep that range on your price chart, because that range alone can provide a strong bullish confirmation to you. the signal, a strong trend following bullish signal, will be the violation of that orange resistance. If a daily candle closes above that orange resistance, that will be the signal that the market is back to the trend, that the accumulation is over, that the correction is over, and that the market is strongly bullish again. So those who are looking for a strong bullish signal, wait for a daily candle close above that resistance. That will be a very nice and strong signal to buy. And then you can expect a bullish movement to current all-time high around 3,500 level. Yes, that is your plan. Also remember that because the market is in a consolidation now, gold may easily stay within that consolidation range for quite an extended period of time. Yes, the consolidation may last 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. We never know. It always depends on the fundamentals. And once you spot the range, you should remember that within the range, there's a very high chance that after the test of the resistance of the range, the price will drop all the way down to the support of the range. And from the support of the range, you can expect a bullish movement to the resistance of the range. So once you see the consolidation, chances are high that the consolidation will continue. And you should monitor and wait for the tests of the boundaries of the range for trading, for selling from the resistance and buying from the support. It's a very simple strategy to follow once you spotted the consolidation. The only thing that may affect this strategy is the news. So once you spotted the consolidation and you see the high impact news ahead, wait for the news. And if there's no impact, if the market does not react to the news, just continue trading the consolidation. You continue trading the consolidation, then again, you see high impact news ahead. You wait for the news, no impact, continue trading the consolidation. Yes? So we already got a lot of important high impact news in the economic calendar, but gold did not react to them. It looks like gold for now is looking for something else. It looks like gold is waiting for some other news. And probably today's news will not affect gold again. So the plan that I can suggest first, by the way, before the news, I guess the market may continue falling. So far I'm bearish. After the test of the resistance of the range, as I said, probabilities are high that the support of the range will be reached. So be ready that the price will continue falling to the support of the range. Bias so far is bearish. And once the support of the range is reached, yes, wait for a signal to buy. That will be your perfect zone from where you can go long. That will be a perfect zone from where you can look for a signal to buy, expecting a bullish movement to the resistance of the range. Then let's check the intraday price action on an hourly time frame. On an hourly time frame, you can see that the price is now updating the low. We had some intraday support right here that the price is currently breaking, and looks like, yeah, it's just a very strong intraday bearish signal. So yes, with a very high probability. If you're holding your short trade now, keep holding. Yes, chances will be high that so far we will continue falling. Maybe gold is waiting for war somewhere else. Yeah. This, yeah. And also there's a question whether it is a head and shoulders pattern here in gold. Yes. It is also a head and shoulders pattern. That's the left shoulder. That's the head, and that is quite a big right shoulder, yes, that we have over here. So what is very important for you to understand regarding the head and shoulders pattern is that the pattern by itself should not affect your bias. So what I mean is that if you see the formation of the head and shoulders pattern by itself is not the signal. Pattern by itself does not mean that the market is preparing for a massive sell-off. The trigger, the signal, is the violation of its neckline. The neckline of the pattern is a very important zone where the buying interest accumulates. That is the zone that you should pay close attention to. That is the zone where buyers are placing their buying orders. So if the price violates the neckline, yes, that is the signal of a strong bearish pressure. That is the signal that sellers, at least locally, are dominating. But while the neckline holds, be very careful. The market is in a strong bullish trend, and probably smart money are manipulating the market now, forming this pattern and making you start selling. What they are always looking for, they are looking for the liquidity. And they are trying to manipulate the market to make retail traders make wrong decisions. So though the pattern is here, though definitely we have a head and shoulders pattern here, it is not a signal that the market is going to fall. It might be the warning, but the signal is the neckline breakout. And even with the neckline breakout, be very careful, because even if the neckline is broken, the global trend is still strongly bullish. And even the neckline breakout can be the market manipulation. So going against the trend is always very risky. So you should wait for as many confirmations as possible before you go against the trend. Yes, that is a very, very, very important rule to follow. Yeah, so what else you see? By the way, just briefly about the important supports and resistance analysis. Our strong resistance is right here, around 3,500 and all-time high. Yes, the resistance based on the right shoulder is a strong resistance. Neckline is a strong support. We have a very strong support right here. Strong support right here. Yes. And yeah, we have a lot of supports, multiple resistances. So that's basically the most important zones to watch. What about the fair value gap on the daily? I don't see a fair value gap on the daily. Yeah, and with the fair value gaps, by the way, different people have different definitions of fair value gaps, and so personally, I don't see any. I don't see any fair value gaps. Is that with the fair value gaps? It's when. Let me just try to remember the fair value gap. It's when you take the candle like this, and the wick of the next candle kind of does not cover the previous, or yeah, I don't even remember the exact definition of fair value gap, just because, yeah, I never understood what's the point of that. Just want to remember what exactly it was with the fair value gap. Yeah, I just never trust it. I like the gaps, not the fair value gaps, but just the gaps. Gaps are very efficient in technical analysis, but fair value gaps, I don't know. SMC scammers will tell that it's one of the most important things, but yeah, man, it is definitely definitely not. Would be nice to back to 3,000, says Ernest. Yes, would be nice, but no fundamental Bs for that. Yeah, so far this tariff news, by the way, so far quite silent and quiet. So probably they are making some agreements silently, but yeah, Trump administration may create a new wave of hype, and the market may easily continue growing. Yeah, let's check what else can we spot on lower time frames. One more thing to say about 4-hour time frame analysis, by the way. So the market is now testing the support of that range. After the test of the resistance of the range, the price started to fall, and we started to test the support of the range. And if you're wondering where will be the most probable zone from where bullish move will start from the support of the range, one of the ways to identify that is to apply the harmonics and use the harmonic movement for the identification of the potential reversal level. What I mean is that we have a strong bearish movement right here and a retracement after that. And then the price dropped and updated the low. So we have potential harmonic movement right here. And projecting the lengths, projecting this bearish impulse from the completion point of the retracement, you can identify a very strong support, a very important point of interest where this bearish movement may complete, and from where bullish movement may start. So pay very close attention to that zone. Once it is reached, yes, just look for the price action confirmation to buy. Some double bottom, something. Yeah, something like for example, after the test of the support of the range right here, the price formed a double bottom. That was a very nice pattern to buy. Previously right here, the price formed a very nice cup and handle. Yes, so that's kind of the confirmation that the market provided. Right here, after the test of the resistance of the range, the price formed the cup and handle, violated the neckline and dropped. Right here, after the test of the support, the price formed, yes, the cup and handle. Again, yes, here it goes. I guess you see that. Yeah, this one very small one. Sorry, so many lines. You will see that better now. Yeah, so that's the cup and handle. So price action, and by the way, not only the cup and handle, was the ascending triangle here. So another strong confirmation. So this price action patterns will just increase the probability that you spotted a right moment to open the trade. So after the test of the support of the range now, just look for a similar pattern. That will be a very nice signal, very accurate signal for you to open the trade. Trader 80 says, please suggest me a good broker. Open my website, VasilyTrader.com. You will find the suggestion there, sir. There's no good one. All of them want to take your money. Yeah, that's the harsh truth. But you know, choosing the broker, you are trying to find the best among the worst. Yes, so you have the bunch. you have so many bad brokers, and among the bad brokers, you are trying to find the one that is not that bad as others. Yeah, that's what you are trying to do. And unfortunately, trading for more than 10 years, you know, I tried different brokers. I was watching simultaneously the price action on different brokers, and occasionally they all manipulate the price chart, the quotes. Sometimes they tend to increase the spreads to stop hunt you. Sometimes they draw some moves that do not occur with the quotes of other brokers. By the way, on my YouTube channel, I already recorded 2 videos about brokers' manipulations. You can watch that. Very interesting. I just recorded the examples of clear broker manipulations. Yes, so check that. It is very, very interesting. Hello, Paul. Thank you for joining the live stream. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, and thank you for being here. Yeah, so traders, that's basically what I see on gold so far. When I was preparing for the live stream, by the way, the price was somewhere here. So on the live stream, I have the notes for the live stream. And in my notes, I have explain why gold is bearish today. yeah. So I started gold analysis quite late. Yeah, but I was bearish since the moment when the market reached the resistance of the range. Now let's check silver. I got a question about silver, so oh wow, silver is falling nicely. Let's check where is it going now. So silver nicely respected this daily resistance. From that daily resistance, the price started to fall quite rapidly. From this daily resistance, the price started to fall. And though the market is quite bearish now, still the global vibe, the global sentiment, strongly bullish. For now, this bearish movement is perceived as just the correctional movement in a bullish trend. And we have a strong demand zone right here that the price is testing at the moment. So from that zone, we can look for trend following trade. And I will keep monitoring that zone after the news for potential buying. I want to see some bullish confirmation within that zone to buy. So the price is now entering that zone. Yes, looks like we may easily go deeper within that. There's a very strong intraday structure cluster right here. So I guess we can easily drop to that. Yeah, and then I will look for buying. So far. The strategy is to try to buy silver after a pullback. So get ready. I will revise my analysis if the price manages to violate this daily support cluster. If we break and close below that on a daily, then I think there will be a high chance that the price will drop lower to that zone. But so far, while the zone holds, I think that probabilities will be high that this zone will be respected. It is very wide. I think that there are very high buying volumes are accumulating within that area. So once the price approaches that, while the price is going lower within that zone, more and more buying orders become active, and I think that this buying volumes will be more than enough to make silver go up. But wait for the fundamentals. Let's wait for the fundamentals today. I will not place the trade before the release of the US fundamentals today. Yeah. Adesolo says, please, what time frame is best for entry signal? For my strategy, it is the hourly time frame. I use the hourly 4-hour, but most of the time is the hourly. But it depends on what strategy you trade. So if you're a scalper, then probably 15 minutes time frame will be much better for you. So it really depends on the trading style and trading strategy that you trade. It is very, 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 very personal. So for some traders, daily time frame is the best one for entry. So it really, really, really depends. Yes, and please, Noah, do not spam in the live chat because I may miss the messages from other members. Yes, so please do not spam. And what will be the next one? Yes, Paul, Eurodollar. Let's check Eurodollar, and let me share with you some analysis for Eurodollar. Let's open naked chart, yes, and discuss. So what we see on Eurodollar, The market is very, very, very weak for now. I guess you saw that euro dollar managed to reach this historic resistance. This historic resistance was reached. The price even tried to violate that. I guess we got massive manipulation here. Yes, I guess that was a huge liquidity grab, and the price quickly returned below that zone. And now we have some consolidation. Honestly, from a price action perspective, for now, euro dollar looks bullish to me, simply because we got a minor bearish trend here. Yes, the market was falling. Yes, we were consolidating like that, and you can see that after completion of the consolidation, we got a huge bullish imbalance here, and with that, we violated this resistance cluster. Yeah, so that was the consolidation that we got. The price violated the resistance. So from such a perspective, the price action looks bullish. I think that we may easily bounce to that resistance cluster. It looks like the bearish trend that we got right here is now violated. Looks like the market is back to a bullish trend. So from such a perspective, it looks bullish. But we have a lot of news today. So be careful. Wait for the release of all the news today. For Europeans, this day is very important. Yes, because early in the morning, German GDP. Then in 28 minutes, EU GDP. Then in 4 hours, German inflation. Then US GDP. Then US income and spending data. A lot of news. So from such a perspective, price action looks bullish, but trade after the news. What will be the next one? Yeah, NASDAQ soon. No, I remember that you asked to analyze NASDAQ. Let me check that for you. So finally, by the way, the US indexes started to grow. It looks like, at least temporarily, this sell-off is over. And I also see some important bullish clues on a daily time frame. Again, let's just analyze the price action. Strong bearish trend, strong bearish rally. We set a lower low here. We retraced, set a lower high. We dropped, and we did not manage to retest the lows. Instead, we set a higher low right here. We set a higher low. We bounced, and we got a confirmed change of character here. The price violated that resistance. The price violated the bearish trend. And with the current price action, we already have a brand new bullish trend on US 100. We have one higher low, and another higher high. So the trend is now bullish. And we can expect more growth now. I guess probabilities are high that will be our next strong resistance. And I think that soon this resistance is going to be reached. Ahead of the news today, we can spot some consolidation. You can see that from the price action, intraday price action perspective, the index is now coiling within that range on a 4-hour time frame. That is the horizontal parallel channel where the index is stuck at the moment. So after the news, if we violate the resistance of the range, that will be a nice intraday bullish signal for you to buy, expecting growth to that daily resistance. Yes, that can be your trading plan for NASDAQ index for today. Then I saw a question about dollar Swiss. So traders, let me know if you have any questions, if everything is clear so far. Yes, let me know. Let me know what else to analyze for you. So dollar Swiss pair. On dollar Swiss pair, let's look left at structure. Yes, on dollar Swiss pair, we got a massive sell-off, and since the beginning of February, yeah, you can see that the market lost more than 12%. That was a crazy sell-off that we saw in the dollar-Swiss pair, and looks like the market found at least a local bottom, and from that bottom the market started to recover, and just recently the price retested this significant broken structure. We got a significant historic support that was broken. That turned into resistance, and you can see how perfectly the price respected that. We were rejected from that zone, and look what happened then. You can see that, sorry, let me just silent my phone. Yes, yeah. You can see that we formed a strong bearish imbalance after the formation, after the test of that yellow resistance. And on a 4-hour time frame, we got multiple bearish confirmations. You can see that the market was growing quite rapidly. Yes, we tested our resistance. We set a lower high right here. Then we violated a minor bullish trend. We got a confirmed change of character with this high momentum bearish candle. Also, you can see that we have double top pattern right here that the price formed. Also, if I remember, we got the rising wedge pattern there. Yes, let me just remember how I was drawing that, probably from here. Yeah, something like that. Yes, we got a rising wedge pattern. Its support was violated as well. So from the price action perspective, there are a lot of bearish continuations on the 4-hour time frame. So I do believe that probabilities will be high that the price will drop lower. There is a high potential for a further decline on dollar-Swiss pair, and my bias here is very bearish. Yeah, so do not forget, traders, that today we are expecting a lot of news. As I said multiple times, in the economic calendar is full of high impact news today. So before placing any trade, I suggest strictly waiting for the news release, and then I will monitor the charts, I will look for the signals, and definitely I will provide the updates for the setups for the pairs that we discussed on today's live stream. Monitor my trading view page, monitor my Telegram channel, because later on today I will provide the updates and signals based on the fundamentals that we will see today. Let me know, traders, how you feel about today's live stream. We got quite a long discussion today, discussed a lot of different instruments. I shared with you 3 very peculiar setups to trade. Yes, one on New Zealand dollar, one on Euro Yen, one on Pound CAD. So I hope that you enjoyed. As always, if you're interested in my premium stuff, I have a VIP signals group. You can find more info about that on my website. I have Trading Academy, where I do this live streams on daily basis. I have 2 books for you, teaching you multiple time frame analysis, teaching you smart money concepts. And I have a lot of free educational articles for you, teaching trading basics, price action, candlesticks, SMC. You can find all that on my website. Do not forget to subscribe to my social networks. You'll find the links in the description to this live stream. I have Telegram channel, Facebook group, Twitter, trading view page. Yeah, so all the links are in the description. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your questions. The recording with the time codes will be provided in a couple of minutes. Thank you, traders, and I will see you soon. Thank you.